So the first thing you do is you unplug the hot tub, and that's over here. There's a surge protector thing right here for the hot tub, so that works. And all you do is this. You just pull this out. Here, I got to do it with two hands. It's been probably 6 months, maybe 7 months. Hot tub water is getting kind of, it's not actually that bad, but you know, it's time to change the hot tub water. So, you know, what you do is you need a Phillips screwdriver right here. And what I did is you see that there? There's a screw that I used to keep the panel close so that rodent stink don't get in there, and I undid that, and then I just took this stick and I propped that up, you know, just make it easier. And so inside here, this is the internals of the hot tub. You have this here is the pump right here that was replaced a little while ago. You can see over there that there's the heater. If you look further on the other side, I replaced that. That's the, it's actually called the, what's it called? It's called the slave pump. That pumps just a little bit all the time to make sure the water stays nice. You can see the light bulb there. See that blue bulb? That's been replaced. Everything in here, you got to be really careful because this hot tub is like from 1988. 87, so it's getting up there. So just all this stuff is a little brittle, so don't think that you can just bang it around. Okay, so if you look back here, you can see that right there. That's what we are going to unscrew to empty the hot tub. So what you do in order to empty the hot tub is unscrew this cap. Be really gentle with this, right? And I always just put it right here so I don't lose it. I've replaced this too because the other one was leaking, and you can get this part, this valve, you can actually just buy at a hardware store. And so what I'm doing is, this is my hose, just regular garden hose. This one's kind of a nice one. And you want to screw this in here. Okay, so the hot tub right now is emptying, and you can see, oh, I ran the hose, this hose ran all the way, and I'm going to take this hose and I'm going to stick it down the drain pipe here. And the reason why you do that is the water that comes out of your hot tub is not meant to go into your garden, really. I once put it in the grass, but then some of the grass died, so that was a bad idea. So I just put it down the drain. Okay. So there you can see the water's going down the drain, right? Now you could sit and watch the hot tub empty. Right? Like, you could do that if you wanted to. You could sit here and watch this go down. But you know what? I'm gonna go have breakfast, and I'll be back here in about an hour. Here are your tools that you're going to need to take care of this hot tub cleaning operation. Needle nose pliers, Phillips head screwdriver, old toothbrush, bunch of rags. Those are for starters. Cleaning buckets, little soap maybe, and you're ready to go. The next tool that's indispensable is your shop vac. I have a 5-gallon, the original wet dry vacuum shop vac. It's lasted me over 30 years, 20 years. And so the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that your shop vac doesn't have stuff in it. It's all cleaned out. So you take it off and you look in there, and that's fine. It's nothing in there. The only reason why that is eventually we're going to dump this into the lawn, and if there's garbage in there, then the garbage is going to get in the lawn. Okay, so we hook up the shop vac. Okay, here we go. I'm going to shop vac my hot tub. Okay, so I discovered a way to take these things out, and what it was I found a scraper that I had, and this part here is 1.5 inches. Your things might be different, but if you have this style, you can use this. What I do is I wrap this thing in some cloth so as not to damage these things. But you see these grids in there? It goes right in there, and you can just unscrew this thing. It took me 5 years to figure this out. I thought you couldn't get in there, and then I saw those little grooves. So when you take this thing out, look, isn't this beautiful? Look, it came out, right? Now at this point, I'm going to pull this thing out, and I get a pair of needle nose pliers and just pick that thing out. So here is the screen that's in there. I'm just going to take this needle nose pliers, I'm just going to pick that baby out. And if you look at it, it's disgusting. Look at that. It's full of hair and ugh. Okay, so I'm going to take that thing and with a toothbrush, I'm going to clean out really carefully and try to keep that screen intact because it actually can come apart and you want to make sure you don't ruin it. Okay. At this point, I've cleaned my screens out. I used a toothbrush a little bit. A lot of thing that I think works best is just putting it under the sink and kind of flushing it out with like a high-speed jet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that screen back in that place right there and carefully screw in that little mechanism over there with the 1.5 inch tool. Okay, here I go. Take this thing and I'm just going to put it in there carefully. Should just fit right in there. And I'll do this offline because I need 2 hands. Screen back in there, and then I'm just going to screw this thing back in. Really get it in there right. And then this thing goes in like this. And I screw that thing all the way in. And that holds the screen in, and then I'll tighten it down with this tool. Like such. I use the cloth around this because I just want to save this hot tub. So we're almost to the end here. We're in really good shape. You notice the hot tub's, it's dirty inside. So I'm going to clean it out with some rags and a bucket of hot water and some soap and get it just like totally clean. So this is probably the really boring part. I'm just going to wipe this whole thing out with some hot water with dish soap. Okay, we're at the final stages. I wiped out the whole hot tub. It's looking really great. You notice at the very end here, you have the issue with the final drain. What I do is I shop vac the final drain out. One last wipe down with your dirty feet. This is the last thing you got to do. Maybe you can see it there. I'm going to do it well. Let's see if that's going to work. Yeah. So, this is our valve, right? Turn it off and then put this cap on. Every now and then I vacuum this space out under here and wipe it out with a rag, but it's looking pretty good.
And if you ever do that, just be really careful, because all this stuff is really old and brittle and delicate. And then the last thing to do is to screw in this panel back here. The reason why we do this is it gives us the impression that we're keeping rodents out. One of the things you got to do to keep your spa in good shape is to treat the water. I use bromide tablets. It's basically a type of bleach that kills bacteria, and I just take them, I buy them, and you fill this thing up here. And then, of course, the last thing you got to do, it is a hot tub. It's all filled up. What you did this morning, you then plug that in there. You're going to hear a click when that happens. That's a good thing. That means the power's on. And then, so looking really good. Look at that water. Oh, it looks so much better. And then, what I like to do is hit the jets, let that water circulate for, 5 minutes or something. Just let it go around. See how much better the water looks. So this was how to change the water on a 30-year-old hot tub. Brought to you by Paul Lyons. Have a great day, and this will be ready. This will be hot again in about 24 hours.